Bean made that beat.
Tell her stop playing with me. Now talk about money, then please stay away from me. I see demons, somebody please pray for me. I recline in my chair and wait patiently. Tell her stop playing with me. Yeah. Tell her stop playing with me.
Do anybody feel like Nick Cannon should apologize? No. Because that's what they is.
I don't think anyone should apologize for anything they ever say.
No.
You should say what. I just think he was fucking stupid for some of the stuff he said.
What you say, stand on this shit.
Yeah.
But you got other people signing for, you know what I'm saying? You got Diddy holding your back.
Master B said he shouldn't have said that.
What you mean?
Master B said Nick Cannon shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah, he shouldn't
about that.
Yeah, he should have said it. He said it. Oh, well.
He should.
Well, yeah, but he like kind of bagging out of it.
Yeah, Master B said he shouldn't apologize.
Yeah, you
No, he shouldn't apologize.
I'm just asking, do everybody feel like he should apologize?
I don't think he should apologize. I just don't agree with some of the stuff he said.
But you done got cancer, so you kind of trying to don't do that now.
You trying to backpedal because you
you got people that's willing to hold you up.
Yeah.
Like you gonna come out with the Dr. CB stuff, you know, with nip pads and this and that. Like you don't think they'll come at you wrong behind it?
That's what they want for.
To be honest, for real.
They want for. I be trying to see like is what he said racist, like because you gotta get canceled. That's the
It just don't make it
you
like
gonna get canceled if you say something crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if you reverse it, would it be like white dude was saying that like about like black people or something?
If he said if a white man said blacks are savages and they killed white people, like
they call us thugs, like we just did.
That's not really the same thing, though.
Savages. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said whites. Well, he said whites were like the real savages, but then he said that like all this is to fill this like Illuminati Zionist thing. Basically, he's into these bullshit Facebook conspiracies that think like Zionists rule the world, and that there's some fucking Rothschild Illuminati fucking Da Vinci Code shit.
I already knew what he was talking about when he was saying. I was like,
Look, I mean, maybe at some point, but.
I be watching that shit. You can't help but watch, but I'm
no, they're interesting, but they're not fucking real.
They
like that's the thing. Like,
and I got myself so deep into this shit. It's like, damn, man, I'm probably thinking what the fuck they want me to think now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they pumping because the media, you know, they control. Why they gonna let me see the real truth on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? Why they gonna keep the real truth?
They gonna
on
put
YouTube?
some shit out there,
and they control YouTube.
Yeah. Cause I remember when they started talking about Illuminati was in high school, people like really finna go crazy. Like,
yeah, Beyonce's in the Illuminati, all this shit. I mean, there are like there's some.
I was so deep.
There's some facts behind it, but not this idea that like anyone with any power, they all work together, they all go to these little secret meetings. Like, there's like a tiny little bit of that's true. But Nick Cannon saying that like the world is run by Zionists is super anti-Semitic, and he's a piece of shit. I mean, I don't think he should have been fired.
He said them Facebook conspiracies.
But that's what he does. He believes in these like Facebook conspiracies, this like Dr. CB shit. Like he's Nick Cannon's an idiot.
You can't call on Codak because Dr. CB was he was the truth.
What did he do that was true, that was proven? He didn't do anything that ever was proven.
Everything ain't gotta be proven, though.
Yes, it does. Everything has to be proven if it's science.
He proved it in court.
Man,
no, I'm talking about a scientific proof. If he's a doctor and he's trying to say that he's curing certain diseases, he has to be able to.
He actually was.
No. No, he didn't. What scientific proof did he give?
It's like common sense proof.
No.
Common sense proof isn't real.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Well, I'm turned out then on Dr. CB because he said that every sickness was a mucus, and I feel like that. Like I legit
but that's
feel
not.
like
But that's not what. That's not what sickness. But that's not what sickness is.
How do you know that? Because you think that the doctor or who's here? Why do
so you think this one guy knows something that every person in the scientific community is wrong about?
But what makes them so much right?
Because they have to prove it. They have to go. No.
Vaccine right now, they don't know what it's gonna do.
That's not true. They do know what it's doing. They've gone through the 3 clinical trial steps already.
Ain't nobody taking that vaccine.
Well, a lot of people are taking that vaccine.
Man, folks gonna come out crippled.
No, I mean,
breathe.
That's not how science works, though. Science, you have to have a hypothesis, test it out with evidence. You have to have controlled studies, and then a conclude. No, he didn't. He never. No, he did. No, he did it.
That's the way he won his court case.
No, he did it through anecdotal evidence, like saying this person said, "Oh yeah, no, I'm cured." Now, not
tested it.
But there's no evidence that he's the one that made that happen. people. Okay, think about it. People will have, let's say, like stage. No. Look, there are certain people that have stage 3 cancer, and then for whatever reason they go back to the hospital a year later. They don't have cancer anymore. They might say that it's because they changed their diet or they stopped smoking or something happened. But unless you can prove it by doing tests with multiple people, you cannot prove that any one of those things is the reason. Some people's bodies just fucking eliminate cancer. Like, that's how the human body works.
You got to create the environment. That's what Dr. Sebi teach.
But you can't prove that any of that shit works because he never proved it. He just had anecdotal evidence, which is not proof.
He didn't really care about proving it. He just had to
but
go
then
prove
you
it
can't
because they were
say.
trying to shut him down.
Well, no, because that's how it works. If you're a doctor and you're wanting to test certain theories on human beings, you have to be able to prove it. Like, you have to prove that this shit is real and that there are controlled studies that prove that it worked. Or it's illegal. Like, so that would be like me saying, hey, actually, I could cure your cancer. I just got to burn you with a fucking lit cigarette.
But that's basically what they do when they give you chemotherapy. They burning your insides. But what makes them so right compared to just because it's like scientifically proven, what makes that right that it's burning your insides, but you get really sick and you get really weak compared to somebody
But it
that
also
actually
does get rid of cancer.
Make somebody that actually look good because you eat better or you taking some certain type of herbs, but just because it's not scientifically proven doesn't mean that what you just treated this person with isn't right.
Your body already got stuff in it that kill cancerous cells.
Right,
I know, because your body is also what causes cancer.
Build your body up to be able to fight. I just believe what he was saying was right because an orange today, I've been eating an orange today and I ain't been sick.
There are certain things that he's right about. Like, he wasn't.
It's a lot more other stuff that he came up with that helped.
I don't know. They showed
it's $1 million saving now. It's $1 million.
Yeah.
And it's proven stuff like.
But check this out. He also, Dr. Sebi also got involved in a lawsuit. Somebody used the product on his hair and his head burnt up. TruChat. That's true. Dr. Sebi's man.
Caught a little case right before he died.
Case.
His head like that
He said that wrong stuff.
Man, it went viral. His head like a scab, man. Like, you get your leg up and the heel of it.
I think some people just be having stuff wrong. This woman came in my shop talking about wild growth. Burnt her step up.
No, she might be right because I didn't use that wild growth and it actually ate my hair out. For real. Like, that stuff straight got a scent. And all of a sudden my hair went from being really thick to like it's long and thin. And I'm like, what the fuck this it'll a beautician, like she had told like it'll eat your hair out. It's everything ain't for your scalp. I had to go back to sulfate. Shit.
Go back to sulfate.
Shit, that shit stink, but shit, that shit works.
I'm on Blue Magic and natural oils.
Yeah. That castor oil.
Yeah. I like Dr. Sebi though.
I do too.
I be studying that.
But that nigga did get sued.
Yeah. More than one.
Okay, that's what, he got sued more than once. But that's what Kim was saying. He went to court and he proved it.
No, he didn't prove it. That's the thing.
He legit was a product. Somebody used a product that didn't work.
Yeah. No, I know what you
went wrong.
It was supposed to go in her and it just took this shit way the fuck back.
Sound like he had a burn.
Basically, that's what like little burn on it.
Now, I'm telling you this, it's a white dude in my barbershop. The woman played the radio all the time. Played I forgot 104.5, but it's a dude come on there called I think his name Dr. Wallach, Dr. Joe Wallach. He a white guy, and this dude is the white Dr. Sebi. He on the radio, he got books and everything on it. Books, I'm talking about books on books. He make millions. He come on the radio every day, and people call. Well, Dr. Wallach, I got herpes, or they'll say my knee, or I got diabetes, or I got diagnosed with cancer, I got diagnosed with AIDS, I got diagnosed with this.
How did he help the people?
And he said them. The first thing he always say, well, no bread or no stuff like that, no yeast. He always say that first thing. He tell them like a list of things to eat. And it's like, hey, this the white Dr. Sebi.
Yeah,
like,
but that's not the same thing that Dr. Sebi was saying.
It's the same thing. He created that environment.
No. I think y'all are going into the full. Okay,
Sebi,
that's an
he said
interview.
An orange a day, and I've been eating orange a motherfucking day.
Like that apple a day.
No,
Orange today.
What's crazy?
Yeah, orange
if
today,
we
but you know,
read
it's apple
it,
today
if we
too.
read it, like stuff will tell us that. I'm telling you, I'm in anatomy and physiology right now, and they say it's the same thing. If you create the environment, your body gonna get rid of that. Your body got something to kill everything that come in your body.
Cause your body's made to heal.
If you got too much bullshit already in your body, you already been drinking. We got beer. Like I'm on that hand right now. My body trying to fight their hands off. It ain't fight no cancer or nothing right now.
For real, yeah. And Dr. Silver was saying these things, I got to build the strongest possible. And the things he said is built in. I have not had a cold, stomach virus, nothing, because I've been eating orange and eating yogurt.
Yeah.
Eat yogurt and orange a day, bro. You be alright. You gonna be alright. It's gonna take you, gonna give you a couple years back.
You get that water too.
That water.
That water don't do it every time.
Yeah, but every doctor on the planet says that.
Now, every doctor ain't right.
Nah, they try to give you them pills, and then they tell you
gonna have you out of
Every
bed.
every doctor in the whole scientific community knows sugar's bad for you. You shouldn't eat sugar. You should drink a lot of water.
But they don't
That's
say-
not some fucking miracle
But
thing
check
that
this
he
out.
discovered.
My grandmother's diabetic, but her doctor for the longest, like, he ain't never tell her none of this stuff. She was still eating chips, Cheetos. I mean, just eating stuff, and her blood sugar was never right, but her doctor never told her that.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
never.
not talking about. I'm talking about like the scientific community all agrees that sugar is bad for you.
I mean,
The scientific, they all part of Big Pharma. Big Pharma is a business.
No. The scientific community is not the same thing as
Well,
big
you're
pharma.
right.
Those are
But
two
some of
different
them work
things.
for
A few work for them,
and
but
I'm not trusting them.
And all
No,
doctors
but-
ain't good because they'll kill you. Nurses ain't. Hey,
but Dr. Seavy's a
they'll pull
doctor.
that plug on.
I'm rocking with Dr. Stevie. You're not changing that, sir.
That.
You ain't changing that, sir. You
That's
ain't gonna
fine.
make me think nothing.
I'm not trying to change you. I'm just saying that guy's a fucking.
This
I see both sides.
He's
I
an
get it.
idiot.
Like he's basically saying like it wasn't scientifically proven.
Right, and I trust science. I don't
He's
trust
just basically
anything
saying,
else.
well, I did this. He ain't got AIDS no more.
Right.
Okay, prove it on.
This man
Prove it on
this man is
paper.
killing-
But
No.
they,
Man,
they,
it's in the Karens. He ain't saying
No,
anything.
Dr. Seavey. Yeah, I mean, I
White
go.
man tell you anything.
Man, don't
I get
pull
what he's
that
saying. I
shit.
get what y'all saying from both sides.
Man, you can't pull that shit. Like just because.
Fool over here.
But you can't pull that.
Shout out Cody. You know I'm fucking with you.
I know.
Gynecologist, black dude, young dude, he was posing as a gynecologist.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if he really curing them, is he a doctor?
No.
He had to be curing something. He was doing it for a minute.
No, he was doing it for a long time.
and he is the top scammer of all time.
That's what I'm saying. So-
for
And
real,
it-
all his cases, I feel like some of them people did alright. They should be.
That's just government. If you know how to
Yeah.
heal me, why I need your credentials? If you really
Because
know how to heal me?
because then anyone can do it, and you don't
Anyone
want
try.
anyone. No.
Everyone
But
should know how to heal.
no.
That's something.
No, but okay.
That's something they made.
Should I be able to give you knee surgery?
If you know how to do it
How do you know I know how to do it?
through time.
Through time.
Watch this.
So what? I gotta
Watch this.
try it out on people
Look,
first?
All right, are you not saying that regular doctors don't fuck up knees? Because they do.
No.
too.
I'm not
So
saying
that's
that.
what I'm saying. Over
But
time,
I'm-
like back in the day. Back in the day.
No, okay, but that's not what I'm saying.
Hold on, I'm just what I'm saying. Like back in the day, they had one. Through time, they realized, okay, this is the person that's good at knee surgery, so we need to go to him.
Right.
So and so do it, but over time we don't realize this is a good one. Over time we don't realize, oh, this got to cut her. This
Right.
got to know how to make guns. This got to know how to build houses.
Right.
Like now the government make us like go through all this bullshit, debt in school, and all this other shit, and do all this when we can
They still don't even be knowing shit when they get out.
Right. I mean,
But I like the
there is some of that.
qualifications. I know what
But
you're saying.
what the? I'm not gonna. So you're gonna go get a knee surgery from some dude who never had a day in medical school, who's Mr. So and So, Mr. So and So's knee surgery.
Shit, they say they had you walking out like a champ. Shit.
Yeah.
Where you at?
But what if you don't?
But that's kind of like the girls that was getting the leak.
Hey, they could happen in
But
a
no,
Yeah.
No, but there's okay.
Smith
The only
with
thing
their
though
Through
is
time they
that
realize.
the only thing is if you go to
That's like the girls that was getting like
No.
butt surgery enhancements
Right.
at the house. They thought they was going,
Now, they knew that one,
No,
right?
they
They
didn't.
knew
No,
that.
no, think about it.
You should
because
know
she
giving
might
a
have
knee
did
replacement at your house
she might
isn't
have
right
did
either.
Felicia shots for Felicia.
Nah, I ain't
Right.
going to They can't do it in my house.
Check this out. She did Felicia shots. Felicia was okay.
Were they gonna do it at a
Sydney
hotel?
died. But you so then you in the middle. Well, then you got.
Nah, I'm not
you got-
going.
you got
It is
Jessica-
no middle.
Now, check this out. If Jessica shit look A1 and she live, you got 2 against the deal. Then you got 3 more people to go in.
You know why it's a no? Because you always
think
gonna
that one nigga
think.
that died. They gonna
You
start
always,
saying
you
it.
always gonna think of that person that died.
But I'm just saying, Cardi B, she said she got shots after people was dying.
That's her. She took that chance.
So I'm just saying, I
She's
get
half
both
retarded
aspects.
too.
Yeah.
Cardi B is
I mean,
not retarded.
her eyes are like pointing two different directions.
God
Like,
damn.
she looks. I don't know. She talks like a 5-year-old. I mean, she's not all there.
You like, okay. Who you like?
I like a lot of people. I just don't go off of what's
She
popular
got
and
fake
go.
ass and teeth. You don't like that?
Yeah.
You gotta like that.
I don't think she's that attractive.
I think you would like I Love New York.
Oh, I used to love that show.
I know you would like her. She wild like that.
I did like her.
You
Yeah,
know
I
she
had a
doing
little
good.
crush on her whenever I was a kid.
You know she back out here.
She looked better than what she did back then.
Really?
Yeah, she
Yeah, you know, she looked like a man back then.
She ain't got that
She did
surgery.
kind of
She
look
got
like
that
a
son. She
man.
had that little piece sitting on her head.
Who like
Yeah.
a fine woman? Who you like? Like, oh shit.
Tiffany Pollard.
Who?
That's our little.
That's our little- that's
her
our little
name.
name.
Tiffany.
Who else?
I wouldn't call her that. I'd call her New York.
You want New York?
And she'd be like, no, it's Tiffany.
Who's you
No,
like,
it isn't.
Like, oh, that's my Halle Berry right there. So.
Man, I don't know. It kind of changed now because Lil' Kim looks like Dolly Parton. So
She do.
that's what Joe.
I did like
Joe-
that.
But Lil' Kim was whenever I was a kid.
She
fine.
fake all over though.
Fine back in the day.
Nah, she
though.
was fine. Natural.
Megan Good.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably my number
Good,
one
her
right
looking
now.
different now.
I don't know. She looked good.
Yeah.
I like the show.
She looks good. I like it. Yeah.
Nah, she didn't got a tint.
Oh, dang.
She been bleaching.
Oh, damn.
She got that
Wow.
preaching. That's
Never
another one.
mind.
That was that
And
preaching.
she
Got
smoking
tripping.
cigarettes.
Yeah, she smoking cigarettes.
Oh, well, so do
I hope
I.
she
Shit. Shit, we can smoke cigarettes together. That's give us something to talk about.
Y'all pass
Finish
the squares and
finish
big.
each other's cigarettes. I mean,
Oh, that's
we
love
can,
right there.
yeah, we can Lady and the Tramp a whole damn cigarette.
Damn.
Man, the one for me was
Megan Good.
Man,
Damn.
well, she ain't fine now. But that goddamn Mia Campbell, boy.
Mia Kim.
Mia
Nia
Campbell.
Kim. Nia Kim. Oh, yeah, man.
Mia Campbell was fine back in the day.
She was. She out in there.
She was, yeah.
Man, I'm trying to think.
She
I don't
was
really know.
rocked
I don't really know like a
Everybody
younger
prayed for her.
one. Like I don't really know someone who's like
Still praying for
young.
her, like we prayed for her.
That
It's on so much prayer you could
I mean,
get.
I thought I think Megan Thee Stallion probably she might be number one for me. Like out of like younger-ish people.
Megan Thee Stallion, like,
Yeah. I mean, Megan
know
Good's
Dream
kind of
Doll?
older.
I don't know.
I don't know them young folks with the Dream Dolls, Asian
All them
dolls.
dolls.
I don't know.
any
them.
of these people.
I only know Cash
China,
though.
Yeah, that's all I
Do you know
know.
Sweetie?
No, I'm not gonna know any of these people.
I don't even know who is Dream Doll.
K. Michelle, that would be one.
She
I think
got
that's
that
her.
shit taken out though. Them foreign objects taken out.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, she got on that
She's
show. So that shit.
bottom of the list now.
She still look good though.
Nah, that's good.
We had a moment one time. This is a true story. This ain't.
Wait a minute.
Wait, what?
We had a moment.
Listen to this.
We had a moment. Look, I was in. We went to Coco's in Shreveport. It was my homeboy girl birthday. I didn't know K. Michelle. I was just riding with him. I didn't know it was going to K. Michelle concert. So we go to Coco's. Next thing you know, my homeboy like, yo, K. Michelle finna be here. I said, damn, K. Michelle here. This is when she was hot. She like kind of like fresh on the scene. So then we make our way. I squeeze my way up. This is me, player Mayy. Squeeze my way up to the front of the stage. We got good little, you know what I'm saying, good little seats or standing spots.
Okay.
So,
I know.
so she come out, she singing a song. I gotta add this in there. I ain't trying to sound like I'm a little freak or horny, but she had on this like top, and like it was like she wanted her titties to come out that night because it wasn't made for her titties. Like, she was standing on stage like singing her nipples out. So I was already hyped up about that. I'm like, damn, we sitting looking at K. Michelle nipples.
You been consummation
You know what I'm
already.
saying?
Damn.
I'm like, dang, that's crazy. So then she just talking to the crowd one time, and she reached her hand out, and she grabbed my hand.
You had your hand out.
I
bet that
don't know, my hands just ended up.
probably hand was
and
probably sweaty, dude.
No, I don't know. I was ready. She walked across the stage for about 3 seconds with me, then she let it go. And I was like, damn, this is the best night.
You was walking holding the shit.
Yeah, my homeboy in my ear. You
Oh man, so did you try to find K. Michelle that night?
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that.
She was gone.
I wish I could have.
When she let your hand go, she was gone.
It was over after that. She
Yeah.
did the rest of the show. I waited on her to grab it again.
You got your shot.
You don't grab my hand again.
Just
You
touch
put
it.
it back out there and look.
I wanted to.
Man,
Oh, that's
you can move city if you want. Are you leaving? Oh, I mean, I'm just gonna cut this part out. So if you're leaving, then. an hour and 10 hour and well, part of it's the beginning. It's about an hour and 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's like about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get up.
You don't have to whisper. We're cutting all this out. April? No, I'm at April.
Alright, Cody.
Later.
Be careful, bro. In your car?
That cat in your car, I hear you scream. I'm going to lose control. That was fun.
Yeah.
Well, should we keep recording on?
Yeah, probably a little bit more. Because it's not going to be, it's only going to be a little bit in between those. And maybe just to be able to wrap it up. We could do like another 15 minutes, wrap up, and then.
All right.
Oh, well. Are you listening to Rick?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. Talk right to the mic.
I got pee though.
Oh,
Nah,
you
you-
good. That
you're
bird,
good.
that door on the, not right, on the right. Yeah. I think. Yeah. You're right. I'm trying to think. Oh, you were going to talk about Tamor.
Who?
Tamar Braxton. She tried to.
Oh, I saw that, yeah. Is that a girl or a guy?
That's a girl.
That's a girl.
Tony Braxton's sister.
That's right, that's right. never mind.
She just got into it.
I'm gonna bring it. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just gonna say her. Okay, but she had been beautiful for a couple of years. I'm gonna let that lead into that.
Okay, yeah. Then we can go for like 15 to 20 minutes more than
Because how long was that crazy about an interview?
45 minutes.
Okay, so
They've all been like almost exactly 45 minutes for the 3 interviews. So, well, except I mean, Peter's was an hour, but that's a little bit.
Yeah,
That's
you
not
gonna
the
have to cut that a little bit though. Chop it a little
same. I'm going to cut this one a little bit, quite a bit too. So,
that was a good debate when we got here about Dr. Seuss. That was a good debate. That was golden right there.
I know we kind of need some, like a few of those every once in a while.
Yeah.
They're kind of interesting, at least.
I'm sticking to what I said.
I'm
That's
sticking
a
to what I
good
said.
doctor.
I don't
You-
know.
listen, he's
Say
a
what you
good
want.
doctor.
Like Dr. Phil's a good doctor, I guess.
He is. Dr. Phil's a damn good doctor. You ever seen the episode?
Yeah. Have you ever seen what what ends up happening to those people that are on his show?
A couple
Bad
times
boy,
ago.
she is in the
They
rehab
don't.
center.
Yeah. Well, or that they give alcohol to alcoholics on the set of their show. I mean, Dr. Phil.
What?
Look, you can stick with what you said. I believe in science. That's it. I don't believe in faith, any of that other stuff. If it can't be proven, it's not real. That's it. That's all. That's all I go off of.
Are you religious?
No, don't believe in anything like that.
You don't believe in God?
Nope.
Dang.
I mean, there's no evidence. Think about it.
You don't believe in a higher
Well, think
power?
about it. You don't believe in God.
I do.
Okay. Do you?
Tell you
How?
how-
No. Listen.
Yeah,
How
he
many?
ain't gonna let me shut him down.
How many
I
gods?
shut him
How
down.
many gods do you
Let him
believe
talk.
in?
How many guys I
Yeah.
believe in?
How many?
One.
Okay. What about all the other ones? You don't believe in those?
What are the other ones?
Zeus, Odin, Krishna, Vishnu.
No.
So you don't believe in any of those? See, I don't either. But
That's
there's
another-
one
that's-
more God.
That's
than you.
another. That's like a 20-hour podcast right there.
But that's what I'm saying. See, like
This what I
no
told
one
this fool
believes in
he
some of
did.
those gods.
You gotta believe and I believe. So,
Yeah.
if you think it's nothing, it's something.
Nah,
You know,
I-
that's you believe.
It's not that I don't think there's nothing. It's just that I go off of if it can be proven. I need to have proof. I need to know that like this is what happened. Like proof. I mean, I could be easily wrong. I mean, there could be Zeus. I mean, who knows? But what I believe is that I wouldn't know which religion to be.
I kind of believe in that stuff.
Because like think about it, if I was born in if any of us were born in India, none of us would be Christians.
They say
We'd be Hindu.
They say 200 angels fell from heaven when God kicked out the devil or whatever, Lucifer or whatever.
Yep. After the fall.
That could be Zeus then.
Good. That's what Balai. There's a faith called like Balai, and that's what they believe. That like all gods, all deities from all religions are real, but they're just all coming from one place. Baha'i, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in that either. So I don't know. Big Bang, evolution, all that
I
stuff.
be thinking like the body's so complex. You gotta believe in stuff outside and all this stuff go together.
But see, the thing, like, it didn't just happen out of nowhere. Like, everything just over millions and millions of years evolved into where it is now. Because it's still not perfect. I mean, the human body is not perfect. If it was, the hole that we breathe out of and the hole we eat out of wouldn't be that close together. Because then people wouldn't choke and die all the time. So, human body has
Like eating your own
flaws.
stuff.
Or yeah, but human body's got flaws. So it's not perfect. And if it was like divinely created, then it would be perfect. But it just slowly over time got better and better because the ones that had it worse died out and didn't procreate. So you just pass on genes that are stronger and better. I mean, I don't know. But I could be wrong. There's no, I mean, the only way I'll know is when I die.
Yeah.
It's the only way I'll ever know.
I got
That's
friends
it.
that don't believe in God and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I used to, like whenever I was a kid.
I say this though, the older I get, I be like, I ain't really like religion, religious no more, because religion is like tradition. Like, I'm very spiritual. I wake up every morning, pray when I'm worried, pray, I pray. But I'm not like so religious, because I was thinking about that, like, what's the difference between like I'm seeing me like Methodist. What's the difference between that and Baptist? Like, or why I don't go to the same church as my cousin, because they dip in water or they sprinkle or something like that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And then if you're going off of like Christian faith, Jesus didn't want any of that. I mean, he didn't want there to be denominations. He didn't even want there to be Christianity.
Yeah.
Like, he was just trying to reform Judaism.
That came after.
He wasn't trying to have a religion named after him.
So how do y'all feel about when people say everybody love talking about everything about Christianity except for slavery?
Yeah, slavery is a huge part of Christianity. I mean, you can't really. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that, you know, doesn't apply today. There's a lot that does, though. Like, I look at the Bible as like a philosophy book. Like, I think if you follow a lot of what's in the Bible, you'd have a pretty good life. Like, the basics of it, you know, treat your neighbors with respect, treat your parents with respect, all those things. Don't lie, cheat, steal, like all those things. Yeah, you'd have a good life. But all religions tell you that. Like, that's where I just like don't fit into a religion, because they all say that. Like, even Hinduism, you know, they have hundreds of gods, but all their gods are telling you the same stuff that Jesus says, Muhammad says. Like, it's just the tiny details that separate religions.
So you know that you should believe in something.
I mean, I think that there's
religion.
I think that there's just a good chance that there's something.
Yeah.
But because it hasn't been proven, I'm not going to believe that there is. Because I wouldn't know what it is to believe. Like, what is it? If there's something, can be anything. So then it's like, well, what the hell am I believing in if I'm believing in anything? Like, it's better for me to just believe in nothing until they figure it out, which will probably never happen. It's like that's absurdism. I mean,
I just feel like I know through like experiences.
Yeah. I mean, I don't knock anyone for being religious. Yeah. I think everyone should be.
Yeah, let's go back to what
them.
I'm saying. Like, people don't know how to respect each other's opinions.
Yeah.
They feel like you don't believe in it. Oh, you wrong. You crazy. Like, nah, it's not supposed to be like that. That's wrong.
No, I mean,
I have family, friends. They all them.
Yeah. No, I don't judge anyone for their religion unless they're trying to enforce that religion on someone else.
Yeah.
That's it. As long as you just.
She didn't believe God. I didn't judge. Oh, okay. That's what you believe.
As long as you just do it like. Yeah, no.
You gotta believe and I believe. Kept going.
Yeah.
That's all. Okay, you gotta believe not to believe.
Yeah, I know.
That's that kind of conversation.
Because he really, I mean, there's no end to it.
Yeah, it's like.
Just,
You can go back and forth all day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the most respectful thing you can tell somebody who don't believe. Like,
true.
You gotta believe not to believe.
Yeah.
I ain't going against you, but
nope.
You gotta. I see
not,
your point of view.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in it, then that's just like on that Kanye and Jay-Z song. They said, "What's a guide to a non-believer?"
Yeah.
Simple as that. If somebody who don't believe in God,
a lowercase G.
Yeah, you're not scared at all. You get talking about religion, somebody who don't know nothing about it, don't care about it, they gonna be like, oh, okay. Yeah. But if you a praying religious person and you start talking about you gonna lose blessings and all that, you gonna get offended, scared, all of everything that's about it. Me personally, I'm just open minded, so I get it. Yeah. It's like I get it. Right. I get all sides. I get people who don't believe, I get people who do believe. Me personally, I believe in something. I don't necessarily know if it's God. But it's something. That's just my opinion, and this is based off the shit I've been through. Yeah. And the places I've been, it had to be something to get through it.
Yeah, and I'm not saying
I ain't saying I don't know how the hell I can do it. I don't know how the hell I can do it.
And I'm not saying I won't. Yeah, and I'm not saying I won't become a Christian next week.
Yeah.
Like, I might be. Something might happen to me where, like, I don't whatever, I become Muslim. Like any religion.
I like how you said that.
Like it could happen.
It's something in there boiling.
It could, but exactly. I mean, it could happen. Like I'm not gonna, because then if I say I'm never gonna be religious, then I'm being closed-minded.
I mean, religion is just the belief of.
If you're learning,
the real definition of religion is the belief. If you sit in here and you think that water is the best drink out, that's your religion.
Yeah, that's why I say. That's why I say
true.
That's why I say
But,
spiritual instead of religion, tradition. Like seeing me. That's why I say like we do communion, we do this, we do that. I don't even want to say that. I've been saying I ain't knocking that, but what's really gonna get me to heaven? That's at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's all it should be about. You know what I'm saying? Like even the stories of the Bible, like they all good. Some of them like they all good, but
some
if you ain't keeping up them 10 Commandments, like you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, like this.
But if you read some of them stories fucked up.
Yeah, they is. They just life lessons.
You just be like, damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily. Yeah.
You had to take it there.
There's a kid getting chopped in half so that 2 moms have to fight over which half they want. I mean, there's some. But also, those stories aren't necessarily meant to be like that they really happen. It's more to be like an allegory, like a metaphor of like faith. Like it's not like there was a Noah who built an ark. I mean, but that's a story of someone trusting in faith. Like he decided to build an ark because that's a crazy thing to do. So if he was willing to go through all that work, he must have faith. So that's like the reason why that's in the Bible. But all religions have a flood story. I mean, that's not like a Christian thing. I mean, the first book ever written is the flood story, the Epic of Gilgamesh. I mean,
someone had to have it. They all, you right. They all the same.
It's all based off the zodiac, some type of way they say. But I don't know. I don't think they right.
See what I'm saying? That's 20 hours.
I know. Yeah.
I really don't know where that started.
But we can go to that K. Michelle thing if you want. We can cut all this like religion stuff out if you want.
Nah, you can leave. You can just
you want to leave it in there?
Yeah, just chop it and move it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They talking about Tamar tried to commit suicide. She just got into it. Okay.
Well, she did. Speaking on, we was gonna leave it at K. Michelle to say that K. Michelle, I forgot what we was gonna say, but we was gonna take it into Tamar, saying Tamar had beef with K. Michelle.
Yeah.
Was one of the many peers. She's now
suicidal.
They said she's suicidal.
But she did try to kill herself though, right?
Yeah, but they say
it's not like she is suicidal. Like didn't she try to do it?
They found her like on the spot.
She changed her name to Tamar Slave Braxton on Twitter.
Dang.
What the fuck? Now that's a little
like Prince.
The top.
She already bald. And it just look look funny.
She got a mannequin in her face.
Dang, man. Like she on that drag race.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, she look like her name is William.
I seen her in person though. She was kind of cute in person.
Tamar?
Yeah. I seen her in person.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, she
tall. She like, I don't know. She got her kind of like Wendy, but she got the Wendy Williams vibe.
Well, that's not good.
That ain't good at all.
That ain't good.
No.
And then she bald.
She'll never be Tony though.
Tony.
Oh man,
she can't be Tony.
That's another like.
Cause she the one that out of all them, she stand at all the sisters. Like she be doing the most.
Oh yeah.
Tamar be doing like a lot, and I'm like, you ain't gotta do all that.
Yeah.
And I just feel like she be trying to outshine Tony. And Tony be chilling.
That ain't gonna happen.
Tony ain't working no more.
Tony ain't gotta work really. Shit, you wanna be honest.
That's like Jermaine trying to outshine Michael. Or really any of the other 4 trying to outshine. Those 4 don't matter.
Yeah. I mean, Tony solidified the Braxton's name.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tony Braxton.
Yeah. Damn.
I'll nail you.
She got jammed up on she had beef with Oprah. They've been trying to warn us about Oprah for years. I don't know if Oprah.
Like Monique said, I told her.
Yeah, like, they've been trying to warn us for years. I don't know if
like Monique said, I told y'all about that bitch. I told y'all about that bitch many years ago.
She did.
She did.
Oprah counsel you though. You can't just be beefing.
What did she say about Oprah? I mean,
man,
what was she
like
saying?
if you go back and look at the interview, like when Tony had went bankrupt, and she was basically like, "Why you buy that Gucci flower? Like, why do you need it?" She basically tried to belittle her on that show. And if you look at some of her interviews that she had with black people, she do a lot of people. Like she tried to do Dennis Rodman, Tony,
yeah.
A couple people that she really tried to like take it there with him, and she had to do this. Like you trying to go against your own people. Like she
didn't ask like them questions that cringe-worthy questions to white folks.
Right.
But when she talked to somebody black, she asked them some shit that's obvious Like
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, why are you so flamboyantly dressed like that? But you got Elton John, you ain't asking
Right, yeah.
why he dressed
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
And he just as bad. It's just
worse.
But with us, you committed. Why you spend all your money and go bankrupt? But then you interview Barbara Streisand or somebody, and things were going rough. What happened? Your whole attitude and demeanor different.
Yeah.
With your own people, you ruthless. You trying to be funny. You talking about the shit that you know niggas is laughing at.
Yeah.
But with white people, you beating around it. You making it. Well, it was unfortunate.
You got to think
type
about it.
shit.
When she got one commercial, that's when all that shit popped out.
Yeah,
Like,
because
they
her
probably
show
tell her
used
that-
to be like Jerry Springer, pretty
Yeah.
much. Whenever it was just like in Chicago, like she'd have like midgets wrestling and stuff. Like
Yeah.
the show was not. It wasn't the show it is
when
now.
When she went corporate, that's when that shit started.
Yeah.
Like Monique said, I've been trying to tell you about that bitch many years ago.
She did say that. Nobody wanted to listen.
Everybody thought Monique was tripping. I was like, let me sit back and listen.
Now they kind of got the understanding that Oprah might be a problem.
She's always seemed like kind of a bitch.
They trying to basically call her a coon.
And then Gail, she got Gail out here.
Well, Gail doing it now.
Yeah.
They kind of
Right,
criticized it.
those
Yeah,
when
they
COVID,
kind of.
they got her right on her road.
But she was kind of against the grain of R. Kelly too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
She was kind of against the grain. But R. Kelly fired out so bad you couldn't really just take it.
R. Kelly is the king. R. Kelly is the king.
I'm
I
with
don't care
you.
what the fuck you do. Just protect your daughter.
You just need to have a sense not to let your daughter.
Hide your kids, hide your wife,
That
hide your
man
husband.
could be out here kidnapping kids and
He can't. Let me tell you, R. Kelly can't. Nobody's checking.
Everybody went there
And R.
on
Kelly
their
didn't hold
own. I
nobody's
mean,
houses because when that dyke wanted to leave, she got to go. I don't know if y'all seen, but see, that's why I think it's weird with R. Kelly. Because he had a one girl that he had living the lifestyle of a boy.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Shit gets a little weird.
Yeah.
It's the shit pad. That's why I say, R. Kelly, you just bad out because you was just moving too
You're
strange.
too freaky.
You too freaky.
Nah, he's-
You got-
All you live is.
Hey,
Yeah.
you took it too far, bro. Like,
No,
you got
he's
a
strange.
woman living as a stud as your girlfriend.
That's a little backwards. It's a little too
Different,
much.
You on some 14
You
play.
different, cuz. You is. What's 12 play? You right, 14
He
play.
passed 12.
For real. 14. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I say. Gail, it's just like she took it too far. But like, if you really watched the R. Kelly shit, you realize that you was tripping. But then when you watch it with common sense, you realize that R. Kelly, you really didn't do nothing. You tripped out, but your problem is you kept tripping out. The problem before that is that a lot of these girls, they tripped out too because you should have had no sense to leave. If you get mistreated that bad, why you stay?
Yeah. It's
And somebody
like
make-
hostage,
Yeah,
victim
and nobody
hostage
on there,
mentality.
nobody on there was held hostage. He never
Yeah.
held anybody to where they did like
They were trying to
where
get
they
a
tried.
bag.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
never no. I'm trying to leave and he can't let me go. It was
Right.
all based off of some real shit going
Yeah,
on.
because that's
Yeah,
what was
I'm-
like the media take on it was that, that he had this sex cult that women
might have been a
weren't
sex
allowed.
cult.
Well, I don't doubt that, but like,
Yeah,
but that they weren't allowed to leave the sex cult.
Nah, you can leave.
And that's when I was like, oh, that's kind of fucking. Because
Nah,
shit, if I was famous like that, I'd have a sex cult. I wouldn't. I mean, I don't blame him for that. But I'd
make
let,
sure you get that-
but I'd let people leave. I mean, if you need to go to like Walmart or something, you can go. Like, but I mean.
Well, R. Kelly was letting you leave. He just didn't want you to leave. He didn't want you talking to nobody.
Yeah.
But if you wanted to, I mean, they said they would get beat if they did it. But at the end of the day, you still could leave.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think if you threaten like physical violence on someone for leaving, that turns into a legal problem.
Yeah, that's what it escalates.
I think that's what happened with OJ. I think that's what got him in prison, was that he didn't let the guy leave, and now it's a hostage situation.
You talking about when he stole
When he stole his own stuff back? Yeah. I mean, but that's what it was. Like, he really hadn't done anything wrong until he told him you can't leave. Then it's like, well, fuck. Now he's a hostage.
How many years did he catch behind this?
Oh man, that was in like 06 or 07, wasn't it? And then he got out like 3 or 4 years ago. So
He did over 10 years.
it was like 13 years, I think.
I be feeling bad when people you respect just be fucking up. You be like, damn.
Yeah, that's how I feel when Chris Brown fucked up.
Bill Cosby, like, you like,
Cosby's a
damn,
bad. Yeah,
Uncle
that's a
Bill
bad
ain't supposed to
one.
be in jail, man.
And I really don't know what Bill did wrong.
Well, drugging and raping women is usually not a good idea.
Yeah,
A lot of people are against it. I don't know. Well, a lot of people don't like waking up with their pants around their
40
ankles.
years to say something.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and a lot, like I can understand.
Find out what the fuck it was.
Well, see,
That's
I can understand waiting. Like, oh yeah, they were like, that's who did it.
He was fun to lose.
So you know what?
I know.
Bill did take it. That's how it went. Bill did take it.
I know. I woke up with a pudding pop wrapper next to me, but I didn't know who it was.
You woke up that night. You thought about what happened when you was with Bill. You was
I
like,
just remember I was drinking a glass of water and whoo,
I woke up the next morning and I just thought I went to bed. No,
Yeah.
you were fondled with.
Bill took you to
I had a
bed.
dream that Bill Cosby was doing his Cosby Show dance around me. I
Man.
Well,
guess
you
it
know
was
what?
real.
I guess that when you say it like that, I guess that make it real. Like Bill fucked up.
He did. I mean, yeah, I don't know how many of the women are like really happened to,
Yeah.
but I do understand. Like, I can understand there being some delay because they were all thinking they had a career ahead of them. Like, that's why they were in his office. Like, they weren't in there because they were like his fan. I mean, they were in there because like, I'm gonna get to be famous now because Bill Cosby's gonna make me famous, and he would like use that to be like, take a sip, you know, and then do his thing. But like, you know, and then if they come out, then there's like a shame that fuck, I can't have a career now because now no one will hire me because I'm the girl that ratted out Bill Cosby, America's dad, you know. But 30 years, that's a long time.
How much time you get?
I don't know. It's basically
They
live.
trying to kill Bill Cosby.
I mean,
They
it's
trying to do an appeal now.
yeah. He didn't get life, but I mean, he's old enough to where it's
Yeah, they
fucking
gave
life.
it wasn't that long. I know that.
I think it was like 12 years or something, but because he's so old, like anything he got was almost a life sentence. I mean,
Yeah,
which
Bill was that damn long.
oh man, he's like 80, like late 80s. That dude's been around for a long time. And he's been out
I
there.
ain't put that much thought on the Bill like that. That's fucked up. Free Bill Cosby.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
With him being that old,
Cosby.
free Bill Cosby. It's like
Bill.
so. I mean, he
Yeah.
did what a year or two. Gonna let him out corona.
I ain't trying to get no racist shit. I feel before I say some racist shit.
Yeah. Not to sound racist, but
Nah, but I'm saying like it seems like all the old like black entertainers and shit can never like coast out into their career. Like
hell no.
it seems like you know what I'm saying.
So
Like
gotta be some bullshit.
you know,
Chuck
yeah,
Berry, like
something gotta
everybody.
fucking happen. Like
Yeah.
Bill Cosby went to fucking jail. Like that. If Denzel or LeBron do some shit, I don't know.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm
Man.
gonna need some counseling.
For real. I'm
If
telling
they
you.
say Denzel did it, they gotta have proof.
Oh, there's gotta be a
I need to see a
video.
video. I'm gonna fight somebody who can tell me
Yeah,
Denzel.
yeah.
They
I
got
don't feel
Russell
like
Simmons.
Denzel.
This nigga be doing
Yeah,
yoga and shit.
They can take Russell Simmons.
That's why I knew it was everybody.
Russell
Like,
Simmons.
ain't nobody cussing
Shit,
that.
they trying to get Terry Crews.
They can have Terry
They
Crews.
can take.
But look,
Yeah.
they tried to get him.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I said not saying right. You got Ozzy Osbourne. This motherfucker probably still coked the fuck up out of there, fucked off. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Doing the fuck he want to do.
I think the
Fucking-
difference is that Ozzy has always been famous for being a fucking drug addict.
Yeah.
Like other, musicians
Jagger.
too. But like, I mean, most like the celebrities, like as they get older, nobody's
Robert
really.
Downey Jr.
Yeah, well, Robert Downey Jr. made a fucking big ass comeback too and stopped doing
Yeah.
drugs.
Kind of
No,
comeback
yeah.
with the
That's the greatest comeback of all time.
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
He
he
did.
came back
But
on
like-
the title.
Yeah, he
But yeah, but like they shit on Chuck Berry. Like that was the first thing people talked
He
about
was
after he
shitting on
died, because he was getting shit on and shitting on other people
Yeah, he
and
was shitting on people.
yeah, and he had videotapes of underage girls using the bathroom at his restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chuck
like,
Berry.
Chuck
Yeah,
Berry.
in a while.
Oh, he's
And
boring.
but they knew about that shit in like the 80s
They
and
did.
didn't do a fucking thing about it because
It's a
he lived in
restaurant.
some small city in Georgia, and all the local police and everything loved Chuck Berry, so they're
Yeah.
like, we're not gonna fucking arrest this guy. Like,
Back in the day, that shit
So-
was normal though.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, kind
it
of,
was.
but like the fact is, but then when he died, that's the first thing that gets brought up. Not that he's basically the founder of rock and roll music.
Yeah.
Like that kind of barely got touched on, but they don't really do that with other rock stars. I
They
mean,
can't coast out, man.
Yeah, they don't let they don't bring them that.
there's
Elvis
very
did.
few.
They don't bring them shit.
They ain't
Elvis
gonna never
did.
talk about what else did.
They don't let Elvis get no type of.
Well,
Yeah.
they're
No
just
L.
now talking about Elvis, and that's because of so many people being like, "Yeah, well, what the fuck about Elvis? Like he
Yeah.
was
And he
married
did
a
motherfucking
14-year-old."
yeah.
And then Jerry Lee Lewis. I mean, Jerry Lee Lewis is still alive, and that motherfucker married his 13-year-old cousin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, R. Kelly did some fucked shit, I guess, but no, he didn't marry a 13-year-old cousin. So
should I say free R. Kelly? Or...
Free R. Kelly.
Yeah, free R.
Let's
Kelly.
find out about R. Kelly.
He's been there. Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
Find out first.
He's been in there long enough.
I mean, R. Kelly, it's.
Only way they lock him up, put a booth in the jail.
Yeah,
Man.
Only way I let y'all lock up
I
on
feel
Kelly,
like-
put a booth in the jail.
I mean, you get to thinking like that, but then you think about Aaliyah, and it's like, well, you can sit a little bit longer. Bro.
Yeah, true.
You
You
can
can
sit
add
a little bit
another
longer.
year or two to
You can
it.
sit.
Yeah.
Like, this was like, don't kill R. Kelly, but
Yeah.
you.
Get him, man.
R. Kelly need to sit down because R. Kelly knew what he was doing. It's like forgive
Yeah,
R. Kelly when he
yeah,
get out. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's persecute R. Kelly for his crimes, but let's not take away how he contributed to the world.
Yeah.
Like, let's not act like like when he get out, he can still come to the Grammys and shit. It's just R. Kelly, you did some bullshit. I understand you a
Yeah.
joke forever. Like you finna always get talked about now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You gotta understand
yeah.
your ranks, nigga. All I can
Yeah.
tell R. Kelly do is get out and come out with another banger.
Good luck.
That's it. You gotta come out with
Yeah.
another. You gotta come out with another banger, bro. You gotta come out with a banger. Cause when that shit went down, it was looking bad. When he first caught that, but then he dropped that ignition,
Yeah.
and they was like, we didn't care.
Fuck that.
He
Yeah,
just like, I don't even care, nigga.
Fuck that shit.
So all you can do is just come out with something so hard that nobody cares. They go really fast. Like Rick Ross. Rick Ross slipped up and said, drop the pill and let drink, and you didn't even know it. They got on his ass.
Yeah.
But Rick Ross was jamming so hard, we didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
We was like, that nigga
Yeah.
jamming. I don't give a fuck.
That's why I said
He didn't know
Chris,
it.
Chris Brown the best example. He came back hard off his shit.
Yeah, he did, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
But
He went to hell
part of
for
it,
water.
But he also
did.
he still isn't like at the level
he
that he
ain't where
was
he's
before.
supposed to be because he at the level he should be, but he not where he should supposed to be.
It's on him.
Right.
Though.
Yeah, it's on him.
He keep doing
No.
ratchet shit.
He do.
I do the bushes at what's the name house? What's the name? What's that girl name? She named Karuchi.
Yeah, he fought her.
You gotta think.
He
What,
jumped on her. She just didn't call
Yeah.
her.
Coming on the boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's still tripping.
he needs some guidance. What would Drake do? He needs to think about that. What would Drake do?
Shit, Drake.
Drake too smooth to be slipping like that.
I don't
Well,
know.
You might
Drake,
catch him up on some
Drake
drugs
ends
or
up
something.
talking to some young women, and people are a
And
little
Drake be thinking,
weird
what would
about
Jay-Z
that
do?
too.
What would
Well,
Jay-Z
didn't
do?
do it. Yeah,
He not getting
Jay-Z so
caught up.
far is good.
I don't know.
That was
y'all.
happy about the elevated shit because he finally got some bullshit on him. Like,
Yeah, but you know, Jay-Z had some bullshit on when he was young. It just they say stab somebody at the club.
That's true,
He shot his
yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
Nah, not only that, but just he stabbed. I'm talking about like entertainment.
See, nowadays he's smooth though. This
Yeah, he
And
real
then that man
smooth.
shot. He
Yeah.
shot somebody and rapped about it and beat the case.
yeah.
He's smooth.
That was an era though. See,
Stab
they
nigga
could do
too.
that.
Yeah.
This is Snapchat era. Everything on camera.
Yeah. Because think about, I mean, Snoop, same thing. I mean, he was tried for murder and let go. Nothing happened to him,
For real.
thanks to Suge Knight. But still, I mean, you know, like
Snoop was
people,
innocent.
people got. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't really any proof. So what the fuck were they gonna do?
I don't know. I seen that behind the music. Snoop Dogg. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Be on some ratchet shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Snoop Dogg.
wasn't hanging out with Martha Stewart back then.
Nah.
So, you know, Suge Knight.
And then he left and went to Master P. I would like to talk to Snoop about that. Like, really, why did you go to Master P? Ain't nobody never really asked him, like, what?
Yeah.
No, they said he said I don't know if they said if he answered why, but he said that was his best move because Master P helped. Master P out here helping people. That's who I want to sign. It's like that's who you want to sign to, but that's not who you want to sign to because he ain't jumping.
Yeah.
But see, a lot of people don't understand that sometimes you need to rely on your talent.
Yeah.
Rather than rely on somebody to put you on. Like, if I had the opportunity to go to Master P, I would probably go to Master P because it's like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, nigga, I'm jamming.
Yeah.
And you, as long as you ain't trying to tell me how to rap
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how to change my music and how to sound, I ain't tripping. Especially if I know I'm going to
Yeah.
get my money on the back end.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, they go with it, like you said, they look at it like, well, if I sign over here, I know I can get this and this and get that. But if you really and truly, if you hot, fuck that.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. That's
Yeah,
where my
yeah.
mind be at. I would be
with
like, I'm hot enough to where my shit finna pop regardless if I'm with them. I really, if I was a rapper, I really wouldn't want to sign to nobody because I don't want to be behind you,
You're
nigga.
way
Like,
better
at the
off
end of the day,
being
you're not gonna
independent.
respect me like the way you
That's
should.
the way to go now. To be
Well, independent rappers can do like
Not only just that, it's
real
just
well
like, it
now.
ain't just about being independent. It's just like, let's say for instance, you Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, the only nigga that, I mean, he couldn't do it. But Lil Wayne could have tried to son Drake and Nicki. He could have been like, y'all ain't gonna be hot as me.
Yeah.
It's just, really, he went
Yeah.
to jail.
Yeah,
And Drake,
Yeah.
pop, like,
Yeah.
nigga, you wasn't here to get in the way, but you see a lot of people like Ludacris. Like, he didn't let 2 Chainz shine.
Yeah.
2 Chainz even said that.
Yeah.
You didn't let me shine when you had me.
Yeah.
But when I got on my own, I shined. It's like, why would you really want to come up under another nigga Like when you think of Nelly and you think about all them people like the St. Lunatics and all them, they don't get their shine
Murphy
because
Lee.
they had Nelly.
Yeah,
And Murphy Lee can rap better than Nelly. But we don't give that nigga his props. We don't be like, Murphy Lee's this, that. We think about Nelly. We think about, well, really true, Murphy Lee was rapping harder than Nelly.
Yeah,
anytime he got on the beat and everything, he ate Nelly up. You ain't think about with Nelly. On there, what's that shaky tail fellas? You know Murphy Lee for it. You don't know Nelly for it. You don't know that shit. I know Murphy Lee for it on Air Force Ones. Yeah, it's just I'm just saying, like, I don't. If I was a rapper, I don't think I would want to sign to another nigga like, you ain't gonna let me shine, or it's gonna be like some little animosity. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like for instance, Lil Baby kept it 100. You know, he was cool, Lil Molo, but Lil Molo had his own shit. He went on 4P. He was his own shit. He had his own little clique.
Like ultimately, if you sign with someone, you have a boss. And if you're a musician, you don't want to have a fucking boss.
Not for
like
a musician.
You're trying to be an artist, so you don't have to have a boss. Otherwise, you may as well fucking go back to working at wherever you're working.
Like I mean, I said that to say, like, for instance, like Meek be talking about, no disrespect. I mean this. I don't care. Meek, I feel like Meek was gonna son Lil Snoop. Yeah. Gonna have to because Lil Snoop was better than Meek. Think about Lil Snoop now. Think about Meek. Meek ain't gonna want that nigga to have more.
It depends. I don't know. Cause
I don't know.
Look at Meek Mill. Rick Ross let Meek Mill shit go off. They ain't together no more.
I think Jay-Z came and rescued me.
Yeah, that's
Rick Ross. I think Rick Ross. That's somebody you would give him up to though.
It was a little minute where that damn Meek he was going harder than Rick Ross. Who outshining him?
He was going harder than
Rick Ross. We heard WMG like you think of Meek Mill.
Yeah,
that's what I thought of. Like
Yeah.
I mean,
Meek Mill got on that way and got a tripping once again.
I think Jay-Z threw him a pick you up. I just do.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, I feel like these days they forcing us to like Meek.
Yeah.
It's like they put Meek on shit.
Drake brought his career back.
I can't say that about Meek. Cause Meek came from bottom. He grinded it up.
He did grind it up, but then he started doing corny shit.
Now people don't hate me for when I say this. Where the fuck J. Cole come from? That's a good example of Jay-Z just made us like this nigga. Even though he make good music, but it's
you're right.
Where did this nigga? What was his buzz at before he became J. Cole? I was thinking about that when they like, what the fuck?
But you know that. But let me tell you the counteractive is that if you think about it, J. Cole had problems. Yeah. Like his first two CDs, them hoes wasn't right.
Yeah.
Like they wasn't the J. Cole we knew he was supposed to be. Yeah. It's just we stuck with him. Cause if you listen to Friday Night Lights, their first tape, and you compare it to his mixtapes, that bitch is trash.
Yeah.
Like like his first commercial CD, compared to, I might be mispronouncing the names. Friday Night Lights. I think that was the mixtape, and what other little mixtapes he put up before that first album?
Yeah.
That first album ain't it. That second album ain't it. He just had that song Miguel.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Friday Night Lights was the mixtape. That was the one that got us on.
That was the one that got us on.
And we thought he was gonna be jumping when he dropped the CD.
And then that CD was like, he was like, what the?
It wasn't the same. Yeah, it wasn't the same.
Is you doing?
That's when he started doing this.
Yeah, like, I mean, I should take another example. Wale. This nigga Wale was. This nigga got with Rick Ross and started sounding completely different.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't Meek Mill. Old music don't sound like what it sound like on the MMG. And I don't know if I ever heard Meek with them braids. Yeah. He didn't sound like.
Some good. So when you get Rick Ross, because they become the person that.
I'm just saying, and it works out. So it just happened to work out for Meek. Where Meek did it better than Ross. Wale couldn't do that shit. Yeah. Like we don't really like. We like Wale. We don't like Wale for. I don't like Wale for that real MMG shit. Yeah. I like him. But I mean, I respect you more before and after. Yeah. Like, where Wale is now, it's like, you should have been doing that, bro.
You been with him since 90
You should, You get what I'm saying? I'm just kicking it. I get it, though. I get it. You got to change. Like, it's going on now. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to damage us. I'm not going to speak on that. It's an artist now. I talk about it out here. They sound just like what they sound to. And it's
it's a lot of them, it's a lot.
But this person didn't sound like that before that.
It's a lot of them.
I'll speak about it out there.
Some people can't help it, and then some artists just sign people that they sound, that got they sound.
Yeah. Young Dog.
Young Dog.
Key Glock sound too.
Yo Gotti, you know what I'm saying? Like,
true.
Moneybag got like a Yo Gotti swag, you know what I'm saying?
Black Youngster got like a Yo Gotti swag.
Nicki Minaj was rapping like Lil Wayne.
She did. She did.
Ain't no she did. She did.
You know what I'm
She
saying?
definitely was trying to rap like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
She did. But at one point in time, they all was rapping alike. They were saying, I'm on top like handlebars. They were saying,
Yeah, they were doing those.
they were saying like the most
stupid ass
basic.
little, like,
Drake was even
metaphors.
saying that shit.
Like that,
I'm always gonna catch Odell. They were saying dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
By 2014, they raps got real water. All of them, even Drake. People just didn't notice it. They was on his dick.
Yeah.
But Drake was rapping real
They were taking it
childish.
for green.
Yeah. Drake was his boys was real childish.
Yeah, that's when they were all
Money to
doing that.
blow. Go back and listen to them. Oh man.
But Nicki Minaj especially though.
She was
like
super
she's doing that a
talented.
lot.
When she started wearing them goddamn
Yeah.
superhero outfits, that's when she was just out here looking a fucking mess. Out here looking crazy.
Lyrically, she's better than a lot of people though. But
Oh yeah.
she had
She
it.
better than Rashida.
She is like gotta be put pretty close to the
Alicia
top
Aaron
for
saying
female
shit in her
rappers.
prime like Optimus.
That's the kind of shit they were saying.
Well, yeah,
That's the kind of shit they were saying.
or she's something
You know
like
what I mean? Honest. That's the.
I mean, yeah, they
when
were.
she said that, Nicki and them was rapping like that.
yeah.
It just is Rashida, so we laughing. But if you go back and listen to old ass super bass Nicki Minaj, boy, she on that rapping childish.
Yeah.
She on there.
She was.
She on there. I'm on my high beam, something, and you like, bitch. And then she be repeating herself too. Like a lot of people don't listen to Nicki Minaj repeat herself on every song.
Yeah.
She be like, I'm the hottest, and he be like, the fuck did you do all that? That stutter for? I just be listening to music on
No, I know you mean.
I be
I know.
catching like the weirdest shit. I be like, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's
Nicki weird. I think she be trying to be weird on purpose. She's so.
I always wonder that too.
I think she was trying to be weird on purpose, and we didn't know no better. But now that you know,
I'm saying this though. Sometimes, like when you become that famous, like so many people bite your style, like your shit look watered down.
Yeah.
When you really doing your own shit, like before people love this. Like I be listening to Lil Wayne. And like young people like, man, that shit ain't man, that shit wet. I'm like, man, this nigga killing this shit. Like back in the day, this shit would have been fire. You know what I'm saying? But they be like, man,
nah, they want to hear Young Boy.
They want to hear that shit.
Like Future, like when after Designer and all these Young Thug and all these other people start coming out doing Future type songs, like, all right, now Future he ain't it with no more.
Yeah, you're right.
When he make his own songs,
you're right.
like,
You're right. It's hard because when you listen to Future now, you expect Future to jam, but you're not. Your mindset is not realizing Future jamming that hard because it's the first time you heard it.
Yeah.
Dirty Sprite 2 was the first time we heard that type of sound. Now you got every little beat sound like Dirty Sprite 2. Metro Boomin produced down to everybody now. So now when you hear Future shit, you be like, Future don't go that hard. Well, no, he still go hard. It's just you used to everybody else going just as hard, if not harder.
Yeah. Everybody just they buying this style.
Yeah,
Like, damn, we done heard Future all day. Like his shit ain't jamming.
Yeah, and it's like what else can you give me? Because I don't think you can get no better than where you was at. I think that's my mindset. That's why
it's hard to complete yourself. Future fucked up in a good way, but he fucked up because he gave us 56 nights that. What did that? Monster. All
Real Sisters.
Bad man.
Trap niggas.
I can hear them.
That man ran with the torch from like 2011 to like 2017. He had the torch. He had the
Future,
torch.
my nigga. But I'm just speaking on that realistic standpoint of Future.
Yeah.
I can understand why I don't like Future like I used to back in the day. Yeah. And it took me a long time to realize it.
Dirty Sprite 2 had us out there bad.
Yeah.
It had us out there like bad.
I can hear them perks calling.
Wanted to.
I can hear them Xannies calling.
It's just what it is.
Man.
Rap is an interesting place.
So he up there with Drake now. It's like he really just chilling. He just making songs, you know.
Yeah, he just solidified his
How you feel
brand.
about them last 2 Drake songs they just dropped?
I didn't hear that freestyle. I heard like samples of it, but I don't know why Drake think he's Jamaican. I don't know.
He's Arabian now.
I don't know why.
Arabic.
You know the man.
He was on the British Auntie going in.
Yeah. You know
British talking.
He think that's cool.
I
Y'all like
them putting things in it.
They say some Jamaicans in Canada. I don't know.
I don't know.
I ain't knocking Jamaican
He's not one
Canadians.
of them. I don't think he's one
That
of
man
them.
is Canadian.
I'm just asking because I thought I was the only one. I'm a big Drake fan, but Drake is starting to rap real weird.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He not grabbing it.
Too
like
much money.
Yeah, think he getting a little bored.
Too much money.
It happens to everybody. There's nobody that stays on top like that for, I mean, more than 10 years.
It's just
Who y'all think got next?
Lil Baby.
Baby.
Oh yeah.
He up next.
Lil Baby. And I didn't even want him to be. I wanted the Baby to be up next because I liked him.
I thought the Baby was gonna be next.
Yeah.
And then Lil Baby just didn't.
He took off.
It
And
just-
then
it's-
when I heard Lil Wayne say that's his favorite, I'm like, dang, this nigga ain't listen to music.
I feel like the Baby is gonna do a very hard burn.
Yeah.
I mean,
in the
I
next
think a
year.
lot of. I mean, I don't think there's anybody right now that's going to be the next Drake. Like fame wise and popularity wise, I don't think they're even
It's so
around.
mainstream. It's like
That's what I'm saying. Like
hard.
all the people that are like pretty famous right now won't appeal to like
Well, not
mainstream.
even- yeah, if it's
Drake
like that.
appeals to.
Yeah, we do.
He appeals to high school white kids, which is why Drake is so
Everybody.
fucking famous.
Everybody.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying like that. If any musician can hit that demographic, then they become fucking huge. That's why Taylor Swift is famous. Why Drake's famous. I mean, you can go back pretty much since the beginning of music, and
Whitney
that
Houston.
fucking demographic is what runs music. Like popularity wise, I mean, talent makes no difference. But if you can get high school. Why do you think Eminem's the highest selling rapper of all time? It isn't because it's
right,
because
now
high
people-
school white
now the
kids
high
love
school people
Eminem.
ain't grown up.
Yeah.
They still think he hot, and now the new generation, they also
Right.
catching on to it.
Yeah.
So they respect it. And it's just like you got
Yeah.
it. But
So
that's
that's-
same with Drake too.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm
Like-
saying. Like, it's gonna have to be somebody that can appeal to that group.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty much, my formative years of music was like the 80s and 90s. So, that's when I was a kid watching MTV and like learning about music and starting to get into my own bands, going down my own paths. And so initially it was like the kind of stuff that was on MTV, like the metal stuff, the hair metal stuff.
Okay.
And then I started watching Headbangers Ball, which was a program that was on like, I don't know, 11 or 12 at night, and it was
Yeah.
all metal. And so I'd stay up and watch that. I'd tape it, and I'd watch it during the day. And the last video of the night, it was like 3 in the morning or something, it was always something brutally heavy, like Morbid Angel or something.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'd always be excited to wait for that last video to see some kind of crazy. Yeah, and then there'd also be kind of during that time, there'd be like a video for like hardcore band like Sick of It All or Quicksand or something. And I definitely gravitated towards that too. And then I started to probably get into things like Soundgarden and then King Crimson and then more, fusion and things later on. So I kind of simultaneously went from extreme metal into like fusion and then electronic music at the same kind of time. So I think that all was a huge part of the Dillinger sound.
If you had to do like a Mount Rushmore for guitarists, so you're in charge of making like this monument for who you think the 4 most
Mount
influential
Rushmore
are.
guitarists.
Like a little Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Who do you put as your 4?
Oh man, let's see.
Yeah, it's not an easy question, but
Yeah, I think a Mount Rushmore for guitarists. I mean, that's a tough one because it's like there's people who deserve to be up there no matter what. Like, there's people. I mean, I guess obviously Eddie Van Halen.
oh yeah,
Eddie Van Halen has to be up there.
yeah,
Jimi Hendrix. And then I'd say maybe Steve Vai, or like a more modern kind of guy.
yeah. Do you know? Are you familiar with like Tosin Abasi?
Oh yeah,
That's-
been a long time, yeah.
Yeah, that's like as far as modern goes, that's kind of where I go.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's probably gonna end up on there. Me and him actually did we were on the cover guitar roll together. So
Yeah.
and then we toured with Animals of Leader quite a bit, back in the day. So Tosin used to actually go to the Dillinger shows in Baltimore. He lived in Baltimore,
Mhm.
and I always saw him in the front row, and I never knew he played guitar. And then one day I hear Animals Leaders. I'm like, whoa, that's that guy that's always at the shows. That's crazy.
Do you remember? I mean, do you remember going to your first concert and who it was?
Absolutely. My first concert was Journey. Steve Perry on vocals. So,
Oh, okay. There you go.
and that was, those songs are huge. Those hit songs are just huge. Like Don't Stop Believing and all that stuff. So to hear a massive stadium of people singing those songs, it was very inspiring for sure.
Yeah, and Neil Schon is like easily one of the greatest guitarists of all time too.
Yeah.
Really underrated,
I also saw Van Halen pretty early on. And Alice in Chains opened up, which was cool. And then it was like they had just came out. And then, and another early one for me was Depeche Mode, which was really influential, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm a huge Depeche Mode fan too.
Yeah.
If someone were to go through, like, I don't know if you have Spotify or whatever you do for streaming music, but who would be the most surprising artist, like, to find on your Spotify?
Let's see.
So it could be like a guilty pleasure or something.
Well, I'll tell you, like, now that I have kids, you're gonna find all kinds of.
Oh yeah, you got like the Moana soundtrack and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, like there was, that song. My son loved that Old Town Road song, which I think is garbage. Like, I can't stand that song.
No.
So, I think it'd be pretty surprising to see how many times he fired that up on my Spotify, even though I can't stand it.
Like for me, it's ABBA, which
ABBA.
I hate admitting out loud, but
Oh man,
it's only fair if I made you do it. So.
Mamma Mia.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But
I know I fuck with that.
yeah.
Definitely.
So, Dillinger the first album came out in what, 97?
Yeah.
So when do you think that you started seeing, like, at a point where you knew that you could be a career musician? Because that's really the goal. I mean, fame is cool and all, but just the fact that you can be a guitarist and you don't have to have a second job.
Yeah, that's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Do that for a living, and I think we knew that. At that point, we had all played music through high school. We all had dreams of being big rock stars, and everyone thinks their first band is going to be the one, and then you slowly figure out that that's not the case.
Yeah.
And as you progress and make new bands, you realize how bad your other bands were.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the time Dillinger had started, I was already in college, going to school, like, for psychology, and the other guys were doing other things, and Dillinger was formed really as an outlet and a way to just kind of create polarizing music that we could do in an underground scene on weekends and whenever we had time to, like, shoot around the East Coast.
Yeah.
And as far as, like, when it became a financially viable thing, I think it was a hard thing because we were a band that quickly got to a size that was too big to not do it, but not big enough to live well off it. We really struggled for a lot of years because we knew what we were doing was important, and we knew there was, demand. I mean, we were getting invited to play in Europe and Japan, and, like, we were touring all over the world at this point, but yet, financially it was pretty difficult, so we, the very beginning of the band, probably for, like, the first 3 or 4 years, it was just, we literally just tried to get gas, the van to get from A to B. We, slept in our van. We, ate the crappiest, cheapest food. It was definitely, and simultaneously we were still going to school and working and stuff. And then at one point, the touring became so, we got so many offers and so many opportunities, like touring with Mr. Bungle, that I just had to quit my job, and we all just had to commit and just say, look, we're just going to do it. At what point, it's really hard to tell at what point I guess we're successful from a financial standpoint. At one point, I don't know, it's really tough, but I know that, eventually we became a band that was, like, kind of able to monetize what we were doing better than many bigger bands than us, because in the beginning we were so polarizing and there was really no business upside to, like, a big label or manager taking us on, because they saw us as that kind of noise. So we really had to become self-sufficient, and by the time that we were actually generating money, we were still so self-sufficient that we were making, like I said, good money on our own by being super DIY and, like, being frugal and knowing how to do things in a way that other bands didn't.
did you feel that there was like a kickback from the type of metal that you were making? Because it's not the, well, let's say 97, who's big? I mean, Korn.
Yeah,
like it's very different than the Korn, Limp Bizkit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, was there like a pushback of, hey, why are you guys doing this? Shouldn't you be trying to sound like those guys? Or, you know?
I mean, at that point, we really were so into underground music that we didn't even listen to any of that music. Like, we didn't even give it a chance. Like, oh, let's probably appreciate some of that stuff more now.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, it's a good song, whatever. But, like, we were so submerged in underground weird music that we didn't even listen to it. Like, we see it on MTV or something. We're like, what is this? I don't know. Like, it just wasn't in our world. It was on our radar because it was massive, like everything else, you know. But it wasn't on our radar any more than like NSYNC would be. And,
right.
Yeah. So like at that point, we weren't trying to jump on some bandwagon and create some like major label viable commercial band. We really were like, we're going to have other jobs and do other things and make shit we like.
Yeah, I mean, you had accepted that already, that, you know, you may not be this mega famous band, but you're still going to make the music that you want to make. So, regardless,
absolutely. And you know, it was what ended up happening, I think, and I learned a lot from business from this, is that because we were the alternative, we were so different from what was popular. Almost anybody who had any backlash that those big bands got for being too big or being too, you know, predictable or whatever, we ended up creating a niche that was kind of for like whoever wanted something totally different.
It does work out that way.
Competing with that, you know,
where something can be so unpopular that it becomes popular because so many people are sick of what's popular. So
yeah. And a lot of those bigger bands like asked us to go on tour, or were like fans, and were really cool to us. But I think what they admired was that we were kind of just doing whatever that we wanted, and they kind of reached a level of success where they couldn't. They had to produce and create what was expected of them, you know.
Yeah. Do you remember? I mean, as you're getting more and more successful, you're getting asked to tour with certain bands or get to play shows with certain bands. I mean, did you have heroes that you got to perform with? I know you guys performed with 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah.
So, I mean, are there other ones like that, or was 9 Inch Nails kind of the pinnacle?
Mike Patton, who was like my favorite singer.
Oh, yeah.
So that was like something I never imagined when I was growing up listening to Faith No More and all that stuff. I'm playing Suicidal Tendencies now, which was a super important band when I was a kid growing up. Like, it was really one of the crossover bands that got me into heavier music. So, you know, I'm in that band now, and that's really cool. God, I played with The Prodigy, and I always thought that band, you know, I was into that band when I was younger as well. Yeah. So those are bands I actually played with, you know, but then there's the bands that the band opened for, played with, and that, you know, as well. So I mean, I remember being at a festival and sitting down to eat, and the catering, and Jimmy Page sat next to me. That was kind of wild. I'm like, wow. How are we in the same kind of place?
How do you even approach, like, to have a conversation with them?
Yeah.
Or did you? I didn't.
I didn't.
Saying I wouldn't have either.
I just sat there eating and being like, I don't know, whatever, man. He's just a guitar player like me, bro. And it's so stupid. I mean, I guess there's something to be said for being like, this isn't a mistake. I didn't run into this person by mistake in a store and I need to get an autograph. I'm here because I'm working just like they are. I'm supposed to be there just like they are, and I'm not going to be a punisher. I don't want to be like a fan person. Like, the privilege of being in this opportunity is enough of being like, wow, like, I'm in a place for work where this person is in a place for work, and like, we're both there, and we're kind of, you know, on a similar playing field as far as like getting the chocolate cake, you know.
What do you think people get wrong about metal? Because it is probably the most polarizing genre of music ever.
Yeah.
I mean, what are the misconceptions that you've seen as like an actual musician? Because I mean, I'm a fan, but
Yeah.
I'm sure we have two completely different outlooks on it. So.
Well, I think that people have a misconception, at least about me, that the people who are into metal and play metal are normal people.
Yeah.
That they are, social deviants in real life or whatever. Like, I see it all the time now at my age, living in the real world with kids and stuff, meeting parents, and just, people come to my place to like install some kind of an air conditioner, and they're like, "Dillinger skate plan," or like somebody. I remember going to a bank to do some banking, and the guy in the 3-piece suit who was sitting down doing my banking was a huge Dillinger fan, and knew everything from the very first CD, details about us, and then I'm like as normal as you could be outside of the music I make.
Yeah.
I have the same friends that I've had for 20 years or more, 40 years. So with kids, so as a kid, I live in the same air state. I value the same things, I think that's a surprising thing to people that aren't, from this world.
Right. Do you find that getting older, that it's harder to keep up aggression? Like you're less angry about certain things? Like, or is anger even a fuel for you?
I try to not have a big fuel anymore, because as you get older, you realize that power is in calmness. And you look back and you see how much more impactful you could have been in your relationships, in your decision making, if rage and emotional, I don't know the word, but emotional unpredictability and all those things that you realize when you get older how much more effective and efficient you could have been if you were able to be not let those kind of things influence you. Yeah. So to me, I never I think rage and energy, that kind of energy, sometimes affected my live show, my stage performance. I was very hard on myself. So if I felt that I wasn't completely 100% uninhibited and totally present, I'd get mad at myself, and then I'd get more aggressive and more crazy and more in it, get me upset. So literally, if I'm playing on stage and I'm start to realize that I'm daydreaming about something that's not important or not part of where I'm at, that pulls me back in even deeper and harder, and sometimes it's anger, but as far as creating, I get excited, I get energy, and I get happy from dark music.
Right.
It's just how it is. The more dark, the more intense, the more it gets me happier, gets me more excited.
Yeah. Same.
I've never, I've never been somebody who needs to be in a bad place to create good music. I've always been someone who needs to be in a good place to create good music. Some artists feel like they have to be a mess in order to produce,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm never that way. If I'm in a good place mentally, I can make the darkest, craziest, heaviest stuff I've ever made.
Yeah, I mean, I know that that's definitely a misconception as far as for metal fans is, growing up being a huge metal fan, you always get looked at, why are you listening to this? What are you so angry about? And you can't explain that to people at all, that this music makes me happy. Because they look at you like there is something mentally wrong with you if this is making you happy.
Management. I mean, it's the exact opposite of what these people think is influencing young people to do shit. It's total bull. It's a total misconception. You're right. What kind of stuff were you listening to when you were younger that maybe had people think you might be?
I mean,
than you were?
I definitely was. I was really into Slipknot. As a young kid. So in perspective, I was born in 93. So I kind of missed a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm talking about 5-6 years old. I was listening to Slipknot, which is not. I mean, I didn't have much parental supervision, so so I was pretty much just left to MTV, like probably not unlike you, And so
you're eating your Rice Krispies in like a mask.
Yep. Pretty much wearing a red jumpsuit and a mask, eating some Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Slipknot definitely. I was a huge Marilyn Manson fan as a kid.
Yeah. Both those bands and artists had a huge impact on bringing people from the converting the mainstream into a giant, massive audience that would like that kind of music and even heavier stuff or crazier stuff. So it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and then the last one that is just from being from Texas. It goes without saying that I'm a huge Pantera fan.
Yeah.
If you are from Texas and not a Pantera fan, they escort you out of the state. So,
yeah. Well, if you like heavy music and you don't like Pantera albums, I just don't understand that.
True. There's kind of a lot. I listen. System of a Down, I wouldn't really say is really metal. I guess it is, but they're basically their own genre. But definitely, if you listen to System of a Down with someone in the car who's never heard them, you're gonna get looked at a little strange. Yeah, the first metal show that I saw was, well, I guess not really metal, but you're from New Jersey, so you may like this. The Misfits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Misfits 10, 11 years ago. Really good, and then I've seen Marilyn Manson since then, and. Cannibal Corpse, that was another one that he got looked at a little weird. Yeah. If you could go back in time and see any musician, it could be a band, artist, at their prime, who would you see?
Oh man, I never saw Rage Against the Machine when they were at their prime, ever, at the beginning, the top of their game back when I never saw them. Again, I was mostly in underground music and not going to that big shows back then, but I would love to see that. What else? I've seen a lot of bands I want to see, but in their prime, I guess Rage Against the Machine in the prime would have been amazing. Although I think when they come back after this whole thing, it's going to be pretty intense considering the state of the world right now.
Yeah, their music never gets old because of that.
No.
Because the world is always going to be completely fucked, and their music speaks to that 100%. So,
exactly.
Yeah, they're really geniuses for getting in on that, because you can never. Rage Against the Machine will always be popular and will always fit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally. So I'm excited for them to come back, and I'll get to see them. Hopefully.
Yeah, they were.
That's obviously there's artists that imagine seeing I've seen Van Halen in the early days. I've seen Alice in Chains. I've seen in the prime. I've seen Journey in their prime. I saw always Depeche Mode in their prime, Violator tour, Personal Jesus time.
Yeah.
I saw. I've seen Nine Inch Nails a billion times, better than I think in their prime. I've seen, but I guess Rage is one that I could have seen. I was old enough certainly, and I was seeing a lot of music, and I never did.
Yeah, that would definitely have been a good one. I don't know. It's hard not to say the kind of generic Michael Jackson or something, but
that's true.
But Rage is a good one. it's not one that you would really think offhand, but it's that is a good one to see them young. I saw Prophets of Rage, the band and it was good. I'm a huge Chuck D fan and huge Public Enemy fan, but it's not the same. It's not Zach. So
it's actually Chuck D's someone I worked with as far as people, the heroes and stuff. I worked with him.
Oh, really?
I did we made a cover of Fight the Power, a heavy metal cover of Fight the Power, and he sang on it.
Oh.
And you can find it online.
Yeah. Okay.
Short video game. So I got to work with him on that, and then about a year ago, I met with him at a university and we talked on a panel together about creating and collaborating and stuff. So we had some good times hanging.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I mean,
He's a really good person, man. He's a really great guy.
Did you work on a song with Wyclef? This could be Wikipedia, who knows what, but
yeah, no, I
is
did.
that real?
I mean, it's not that big a deal, I guess. But like, yeah, there was a time period where I was like kind of going to the studio and hanging with Wyclef in sessions.
Yeah.
And you know, he's a guitar player, so they really, you know, I was just kind of like hanging. And I was definitely down to do anything they needed, but like, you know, he played guitar, and so I was me for guitar. But then there was this part where he was like, "Man, I love this kind of a drum and bass, like Bombs Over Baghdad."
the Outcast. Yeah,
type beat.
yeah.
I'm like, I could do that. So I went on the drum kit, mic'd it up, and I just did, let's boom skas, go boom skas, go gas, go back to the boom skas.
Yeah.
And I tracked it and fucking put it in the song, and it sounded dope, you know, and that was the last of it. So, yeah, I played drums in a Wyclef song. And I never even followed up with it or anything.
Man,
you know?
yeah.
It's one of those weird things in my life, one of those weird stories.
That's interesting. I mean, so you composed for Alien Abduction for the movie, right? I mean, did you compose?
I did the soundtrack for that, which was, interestingly enough, all bluegrass. So
Yeah.
that was a huge change for me. I got a banjo, and it's, you know, it's like banjo and harmonica and like straight up bluegrass stuff. And I'm working on some soundtrack stuff now, which is exciting. It's more action and more bigger film stuff. So
Okay.
I'll be able to do some more, you know, I guess like put more of my sound into it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. So, if you could go back and score any movie that you want, what movie would you have done? In any style, I mean.
Oh my God!
I
Because
know.
it's gonna be movies that I love the score for, and I wouldn't want to compete with that
See-
because I'd be like, I could never be the, you know.
I was thinking the same thing because I would love to do like Blade Runner, like the
That's
original
a
Blade
good
Runner.
one.
But I mean, it's not going to be better than that.
Yeah, and the question is it like going back and scoring it without ever hearing the original?
Exactly.
Like, this is just a movie.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Like,
Yeah.
say you never heard it, so you're not gonna make it like that. You're just like,
Yeah, exactly. So the movie hasn't even come out yet. But like you know about it because you went back in time.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's
Well,
yeah.
you know, financially, I would say Star Wars.
Yeah, so basically
But,
just have John
you know,
Williams' career.
John Williams is like, you know, probably 70% of the success of that movie in some respects. I could argue.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
probably if I did it, it wouldn't have succeeded as much.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I love God soundtracks. I don't know. I mean, again, like, there's so many great soundtracks that made movies, and I don't know if the movies would have been that good. You know what I would have liked to do? I would have liked to do that movie Legend, the 80s movie with Tom Cruise, with the devil. I don't
Oh
know if
my
you ever
god.
seen that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The old school
Damn.
movie,
Okay.
old school 80s weird movie. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, that thing could be super. And there were two soundtracks to that. The one that came out that most people heard was like a really 80s electronic-y kind of soundtrack. And then they also had one that was a traditional score, like orchestra score. And if you got the extended DVD thing, you could watch it with either score.
Oh,
And
okay.
it completely changed the movie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Completely changed the movie. Like when you put like the traditional orchestra stuff, it was so creepy and demented. I was like, whoa, this is just not cool. This is like, kids should not watch this, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And it literally just the music, it changed the whole movie. But I would love to do something that split the difference or something, you know?
Yeah, no, yeah, it's such a hard question to even think about because
It is,
there's a
'cause you can't
million
go without
options
thinking
and
of the music that you already know.
yeah, exactly. I mean, so were you, before all this, coronavirus stuff started, were you in the process of touring or about to tour? Like, did you have
Absolutely. There was a lot of Suicidal Tendencies shows. There was a whole bunch in Spain with Bad Religion. There was
Oh, wow.
a number of festivals coming up this summer for Suicidal. And then, as far as just, in general, the music stuff that I work on, I mean, I manage some artists as well, so they've been out of work. So, yeah, for musicians and people in the music industry, it's been really difficult to, we're all trying to hang tight until we can get back out there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there is no idea of when that's going to be, is there? I mean,
people are saying, 2021. Pretty much, nothing's going to happen before that, before fall of 2021. Really.
Yeah, that's
nothing really meaningful and guaranteed, but you never know. You never
True.
know what's good. But I mean, I would hope that at that point, we can figure out what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you would think, but man, it just seems like everything changes every day, and especially here in Texas.
I don't believe any information from anywhere. I don't think any of it's accurate.
Same.
From any source.
Mm-hmm.
So we just got to do our best to, keep people who are at risk safe, and hopefully we can figure it out or get herd immunity or something,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to be smart about it. Like, I'm not gonna walk around, licking doorknobs and stuff, but it just it does get a little frustrating. But I mean, have you been able to use the time to write or record or do anything?
Well, I have my wife and I have an animal sanctuary on our property, so I have plenty to do here. I've got
really?
Like 75 farm animals I take care of. and I have the music, and I've got my kids, and I've got, so there's plenty for me to do.
Yeah, so you basically have like 3 full-time jobs.
I do feel a little bit in a bubble here because I live out in the country, about an hour and a half from New York City, and it's a lot of farms and a lot of rural stuff, and there's not a lot of cases out here. It's very kind of chill, so it's a little bit of a different vibe here, and I feel like mostly I'm seeing everything on TV a little more,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what it is here too. I mean, we're like an hour and a half. We're in Longview, Texas. It's like an hour and a half from Dallas. Right. So kind of the same, like in the middle of nowhere, but so everything's been somewhat calm. Yeah. But I mean, unless you pay attention to like the media, then you're gonna think the world's ending even here.
Right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, look, people here, they're wearing masks to go to the store, to outdoor eating, and other than that, people are pretty calm, and there's no rise in cases here. I don't think there's that my wife's a doctor, and the hospital she works, I don't think they have any cases in there at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's very, it's tough, and then you hear about California shutting down completely again, so it's it's frustrating, of course, for everybody.
Well, I know that they've been doing like some stand-up shows, like through like drive-through, like a drive-in movie theater, but doing stand-up. Is that something that's even an idea for bands to do? Because it seems like it would work.
Stand-up, man, like you can stand and watch, you can't sit down.
No, like
stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy. Yeah.
I was like, stand-up comedy. Usually stand-up at a concert.
Well, that's true. Yeah, unless you're seeing like the Eagles or something. But.
Totally. Yeah. You know what? Some people, I talked about the drive-through thing, and people are like, "I'll never do that." What's the point of being at a live concert if you're? I think that'd be pretty sick.
See, I think so too. I mean, it's basically just a giant tailgate party, but you get to see a live band.
Half the time at my concerts, if I could have a sit down and have my shit with me, and I'd be pumped. Like I can watch this, my legs aren't getting tired. I can, I'm not getting filthy. I can bring all my shit with me. I got food.
Yeah. I mean, awesome. It would make mosh pits a little more awkward though. Yeah, just slamming your cars.
They should make monster truck concerts where the mosh pit is actually the trucks.
Yeah.
Crawling over each other. So.
It just seemed like something that would be, I mean, stand-up comedy, I don't really know if it's such a great idea, but it seems like for music, it's the perfect, like, kind of workaround. Yeah. Because you get to follow all the rules. Nobody's, in any risk or any more risk than going to a restaurant. But, I mean, I haven't really understood why more well, really, I don't think any bands have done it. Like metal, any genre, it's
yeah. There's I thought I heard of someone doing that. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, certain places are totally out. Like Australia and New Zealand is completely opening up this summer, like full concerts.
Like really?
Yeah. If you come in there, though, you need to quarantine for 2 weeks in a hotel. And it's not just like, hey, make sure you quarantine. It's like, no, they meet you at the gate of the airplane, and like a government official escorts you into a hotel where you don't leave for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that.
That sounds rough.
And then you can go into the country and, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah, I there's no way.
Yeah, go nuts.
Yeah, damn. So
I think for 2 days I'd be, whoa, cool, watching movies, got room service, and then I'd be like, get me the fuck out of here.
we haven't even really had to do any kind of quarantining, but just the fact that everything's shut down is already giving me like weird claustrophobia.
Right.
So
Totally.
man. So it was Suicidal Tendencies that's what was getting cut, or did you have any other projects going on that?
Well, like I said, the artists I managed had stuff that was canceled, and so that made everything an artist I managed. And Kimbra had an album she was working on, and a whole touring cycle and everything working. We had to really just re-evaluate all of that and change, move everything around. And, and then, but for me personally, I was just doing Suicidal Tendency gigs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, shit. Hopefully it gets back to normal, because I mean, like I've been trying to go to a show. Like I've been trying to take Joe. So I've been trying to take him to a metal show. He's never been to one. And I've been trying to get him to one. Trying to get him in a mosh pit.
I finally did the mosh pit. I did do the mosh pit, Cody. Don't forget.
That's true.
I did have that experience, but I got to get the whole swing.
Yeah. I told you. You gotta get it for real. You gotta get a monster truck and you just gotta mosh.
Oh, hell yeah. When did you start doing an animal sanctuary? I mean, you've been doing that for a while?
So, the end of 2017, Dillinger played the last show. Like, literally, 29th of January. So, it was basically, just about 2018. Like, it was just the very, very end, like New Year's, basically.
Yeah.
And then 5 days later, I moved into a new home with my wife and kids, and there was a barn and a bunch of animals, which we knew about, but the previous owner was going to take them. And they asked if they could leave them for a few days because their barn and their new house wasn't ready, and that they would come and take care of them, every day, and just like, and we were like, sure, could be cool. See these animals, maybe learn a little something. And then it just, 1 week turned to 2 weeks turned to 3. They came and took a few of them, and then it just became clear that, like, they weren't really in the position, and the animals were happy where they were. And so we were just like, look, these animals, they're happy here. You seem to want to, I don't know. I feel anxious that they're not being taken care of because they're out there. I don't know if somebody's coming or not. Like, it was just like,
yeah.
So I just started taking care of them, and then so a lot of them had health issues. So we started rehabilitating them, and then fixing all the grounds to be more efficient for them, and then started getting more animals. And we rescued a bunch of horses that were going to the meat market, a mule, and then we rescued alpacas that were in a church nativity scene, and then after Christmas, no one had anything to do with them, so we took those, and then we took a bunch of pigs that lived inside the house for a while, and then we got some more goats that were, kind of abandoned, and a bunch of chickens. We have like 30 ducks, we have like 5 turkeys, and it just kept coming, man. We just kept taking them and helping them, and we literally had no experience before that, like nothing. I had one dog once. That was it. Like, we didn't know anything about taking care of animals.
Yeah.
And now we have probably nearly 80 animals.
Damn. Yeah, that's a huge investment too. Like, not money wise, but like just time. But money too, I'm sure. Yeah,
definitely money. And so I have a Patreon site where people can come, and in exchange for the the donations, and they get my solo music, but then the money I use to help take care of the animals. So
what's it called? Your Patreon? Or like, how do people find that?
So it's patreon.com/Ben Weinman.
Okay.
And I put all kinds of videos of the animals, and I put like super rare music and things up there, and I send people as part of certain tiers. I send them rare Dillinger merchandise and all kinds of stuff. So it's definitely a cool way to keep close with the fans. Came from Dillinger, and to support the animals.
I mean, have you been able to raise like quite a bit? I mean, I would imagine so, but
yeah, I mean, look, it helps, you know. It helps keep it going, you know.
Yeah.
It definitely helps keep it going. It's not something I've like really fully promoted as like a big nonprofit or anything like that, you know.
Yeah.
I just kind of it's kind of just exposed to like the Dillinger fans that really know it and stuff like that. We have never, like, a lot of these animal sanctuaries are really good at social media, and they're really good at promoting their sanctuary and like putting the animals up and giving them names and little outfits and getting donations and all that. We're just not really good at that. Maybe we should get better at it, but right now we're focusing on just like, you know, the money I make off of my solo music, I put into that. So keep it going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll definitely promote it too. I mean, try to help out however we can. But yeah, that's
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's really not something that a lot of people do. So the fact that you're doing it deserves a little credit.
There's nothing more metal than a goat with big horns. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have an endless supply of album covers. So
totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything else that you want to promote? Like any tours in 2023 that you want to go ahead and promote?
Man, you know, it's like I think everyone should go check out Suicidal Tendencies. They're an old band, but they're classic, legendary band.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I have a blast playing with them. Dave Lombardo from Slayer plays drums with Suicidal now.
Oh, so, I didn't know that.
You know, between like the guys in the band that are ripping it already, Dave Lombardo on drums, me on guitar, it's just got an amazing energy.
Jeez.
So, if you can't get to a show, it'd be great to see you. And check out whatever else the other guys in Dillinger are doing. Everyone's doing cool stuff. So
yeah, man, this has been a real pleasure. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. Like, you're one of my favorite guitarists of all time. This is.
Joe, I hope you get out to a show soon.
Man, got to get up there and turn out. Got to turn up.
Yeah.
Unless you have anything else you want to say, any last words?
I appreciate your time, and let us know when it's going to be going
Tell
on.
her stop playing with me. Let's talk about money, then please stay away from me. I see demons, somebody please pray for me. I recline in my chair and wait patiently. Tell her stop playing with me. Yeah. Tell her stop playing with me. Yeah.